Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode. I am quite confused right now because this is the earliest I've been up in a long time. Also, got a new haircut. What do you guys think? Courtesy of Zoe. So, moved yesterday. We're here in Bath today. We're at the University of Bristol Boat Club to get on the water in the single for the first time in what feels like a long time of erging, strolling in the park with Bay. And it's quite interesting because at first, or at the start of the year, it was like, oh, I need to get in a single and I don't really want to go through the whole process of relearning how to scull. But this year, or this time now, it's very different because of the lack of getting on the water and the lack of access. So now I'm pretty excited, or even more excited than I was before, to get out in the water and try not to fall in for a little bit. So we're going to get the boat out the boat bays, get it on the water, and get to floating down the river for a little bit for the first session in a long time. So we'll get the boat ready, get on the water, and then see how the session goes. Oh, yeah. And we've got our boat all ready to go on the rack, GoPro attached, wonderful water, wonderful weather. Wish us luck, Yam Squad, oh yeah! Single sculling is, I'm afraid to say it, quite different to a stroll in the park with Bay. Quite enjoying myself out here, especially when the water's this flat and you get to just chill out. Hear the wildness and some motors behind me. It's a whole different ball game, but hopefully weather stays reasonably consistent. Obviously it's an outdoor sport. Obviously rowing is a rowing sport as a train comes. Obviously rowing is a rowing sport, so we can't just expect it to be like this every day, but wouldn't it be wonderful? So had a lovely little bit of a paddle. Feels good in the flat water, at least for a starting point, and I'm going to be working on things like keeping the wrist level, trying to keep the squaring relatively okay, but I think I'm not trying to be out here forever and just not have good practice. I want to have good practice, so good paddle, warm up, ready to go, but we're not really warming up for any intensity. Doing some drills now. So wish me luck. Probably just a bit of comfort drills, so wobbling the boat around, and then maybe some slow feather, some slow, or quick feather, slow, I know what I mean. Hopefully it makes a difference, because basically sweeping one oar, one arm does different to the other arm, so it's kind of like, now with both arms doing the same thing, it's getting, it's an interesting one. But the rowers out there know exactly what I mean, and for those of you that don't know what I mean, fantastic. And we've made it off the water, all ready to go back to the house. The water here, this little pond, that's pretty much how the water was out there, so absolutely fantastic glass to be trying to, I'm not sure if I'd classify it as cutting, maybe breaking, but it was a lot busier than I thought it would be. I thought there would be nobody here and be all by myself, but obviously the lockdown measures have eased slightly here, so with rowing it's quite easy to be socially distanced, especially if you're in separate boats, and if you're here with a couple of people, everything's quite separate, so you can easily be exercising out here and still be socially distancing. But the row itself, I want to be able to keep practicing, not like I said on the water, not necessarily going out for long sessions, but practicing purposefully and getting out there and doing not short sessions. Today was a short one just because I wanted to get out and not stay out forever and test things out and just see how we were doing. And I think it was a successful outing, just even from getting on the water, was it January, February, when it was slightly cooler and the water was slightly worse. I think I've not really lost anything from there, so I gained a little bit there just from the balance, the feeling, and that hasn't really escaped me, so that's fantastic. So I'm a bit ahead of where I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot more wobbly, having to balance a lot more, so that's absolutely fantastic. And now we're going to head back to the house, fuel up, because remember, after any session, regardless of how long it is, the intensity, whatever it may be, food is always fuel. And that will be it for today's episode, Yam Squad. I'm just gonna chill out, organize a room, maybe even come back here this evening for a little short, intense, or mentally intense paddle, not physically intense paddle, but because like I said, it's getting purposeful practice, not just getting on the water for the sake of getting on the water, because that's what I feel like I have to do. And making it more purposeful makes it more of a mental exercise, not rather than the physical exercise, but it does increase the mental usage, because it's more of a, okay, I need to really get on, like, okay, the balance, is that stroke right? Not necessarily stroke on, stroke, yes, no, but really trying to think about it like, was that the right one? Can I improve over the next 20 or so? Can I get better, rather than, like I said, getting out and just being like, oh, well, I went out in a 5-hour row, that was absolutely fantastic. But as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next episode of the vlogs for some more rowing by the looks of things. Oh yeah!